In the news at noon, JAMB calls on applicants to complete their registration for 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination by Tuesday. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel announces plans for acquisition of 10 more aircraft to Ibom Air fleets. Business strategist Emana Edem identifies reason Nigerian banks do not engage in exchange of foreign currencies. On the front in Israel's new Prime Minister Naftali Bennett promises to unite a nation. In sport, Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Congress denounces Kebbi meeting is Elective Congress holds in Abuja. A spotlight after the news is on the impact of the activities of the 7th Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. Good afternoon, welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. I am Bright James. First off this afternoon is the news that the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB has called on applicants who've been cleared to complete their registration for the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME by tomorrow Tuesday. Dr. Fabian Benjamin, JAMB's head of media, made the call on behalf of the examinations body in a statement today. The examination, which was initially planned to hold between June 5th and 19th, has now been scheduled to take place from June 19th to July 3rd. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has announced that 10 more aircraft would be added to the fleet of Ibom Airlines to boost its operations before the end of his government in 2023. Governor Emmanuel, who made the announcement when he led some members of the PDP Governors Forum and other government officials to the reception of two brand new Airbus A220-300 series aircraft at the Victor International Airport, said the arrival of the new aircraft marked a milestone in aviation development in the country. The governor further noted that the MRO and International Terminal building at the Victor International Airport would soon be completed.
We have in our fleet 7 brand new aircraft owned by state government. Ibom Air is owned 100% by Akwa Ibom state government. Now we see this big bed 10 better within a short period before I leave office, so that we can take over the entire airspace in this region. Let me use this platform and announce to Nigerians that the best airport terminal building is in Akwa Ibom State. Work is going day and night on the first maintenance, repair, and overhaul hangar. When it comes to aviation development, we have a total value chain from the airport development to the MRO, to the airline, to the domestic, to the regional.
On his part, the governor of Sokoto State and chairman of PDP's Governors Forum, Aminu Tambawa, formally received and inaugurated the plant, commended the Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel for his achievement in all sectors of the economy, especially in the aviation sector.
What we are witnessing is the further consolidation of the efforts of our brother who has been elected on the platform of our party, doing very well for the people of Akwa Ibom State, and even taking the bar high, delving and going into the aviation sector and proving Nigerians that this can be done. Because he is a patriotic Nigerian who believes that Nigeria must work. We are all very proud of our governors who have performed very well.
Earlier, while giving details and highlights of the new A220-300 series aircraft, the managing director of Ibom Air, Captain Udom, said the aircraft are the newest and most advanced passenger planes in the world.
22 A220 airplanes are the newest and most advanced passenger aircraft in the world, 146, and this airplane is very versatile. The plan of Ibom Air is to dominate the region. We are doing this in preparation for commencement of the regional route.
Government House correspondent Jane Owa reports that Ibom Airlines, which commenced regular passenger services in June 2019 with flights to Lagos and Abuja, now has 7 aircraft in its fleet with plans to commence to some African countries. Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel is hosting the PDP Governors Forum meeting today. Earlier, a state banquet for the visiting governors was held yesterday at the Banquet Hall, Government House, Uyo. Those in attendance included the host Governor Udom Emmanuel, Governor Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto State, who is also the PDP chairman, Delta State Governor Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, Ifeanyi Ogwai of Enugu State, and Darius Ishako of Taraba State. Others were Yesom Wike, Governor of Rivers State, Doye Diri of Bayelsa, and Mahdi Aliyu Gusau, the Deputy Governor of Zamfara State. However, other PDP governors are expected to arrive. Away from that, a philanthropist and charity-minded son of a tenant local government area, Otuekong Dr. Nsima William Ekbo, has paid a surprise welfare visit to the inmates of Leprosy Hospital at Ekbenobum in a tenant local government area. Obong Ekbo was received on behalf of the medical superintendent by the hospital's secretary, Elder Emana Edem. While addressing the inmates, stated that his visit was in line with his philanthropic mantra to reach out to the needy and vulnerable persons in the society without ethnic or political bias, as long as God would continue to give him the capacity to do so. He encouraged the inmates to be happy and not to see themselves as disadvantaged, but to seek for ways to develop the innate potentials deposited in them by God. He promised to be visiting them regularly and in festive seasons so as to rekindle love and comradeship between them and the larger society. Obong Ekbo, accompanied by his wife Mfon Nsima Ekbo, presented to the inmates varieties of bulk food items such as bags of gari, rice, salt, assorted condiments, cartons of noodles, kegs of groundnut and palm oil, with cash gifts for daily upkeep of the inmates. The hospital secretary, Emana Edem, who received the items on behalf of the inmates, thanked Obong Sima and his wife for their empathy and kindness towards the inmates and pledged the hospital's commitments to ensure judicious distribution of the items to every patient in the hospital. The event was punctuated by praise, worship, and prayers by the inmates led by their president, Monday Timothy, and Elder Okon Obon. Obong Sima, who is Ada Ida Kefgebruto, thanked the state government for maintaining the facility and appreciated the selfless commitment of members of his entourage, which included Joe Emma, Emmanuel Iang, Ekerite Ekbo, Udwak Brendan, Etienne Akban, Ima Imeokun, Charles Ebo, and Inekan Udoikong, among others. In business, the need to monitor and control the foreign exchange market better and to possibly create employment for Bureau de Change BDC operators have been identified as the reason Nigerian banks do not engage in exchange of foreign currencies to local currencies and vice versa. Speaking with Planet News, a business strategist and banker Emana Edem noted that Nigerian banks are not licensed to receive or exchange foreign currencies, adding that the most they can do is refer such customers to Bureau de Change companies who are licensed to make such exchanges.
Typically, when you go to any Nigerian commercial bank with a dollar or any other foreign currency, maybe euro or pounds, for them to change for you, a bank is not licensed to do that in Nigeria. Likewise, if you go with local currency like Naira and want them to convert it to foreign currency for you, they won't do it. What the bank are advised to do is to refer such customer to the Bureau de Change companies. I'm sure the CBN did this to monitor and control the foreign exchange market better, and maybe on the other hand to create employment for the BDCs.
According to them, what Nigerian banks, however, do for people seeking foreign currency is that they facilitate payment for goods and services.
Maybe you want to pay for school fees abroad, or you want to pay for medical bill, or you want to pay for mortgage abroad. You can approach a Nigerian bank with your Naira, and the Nigerian bank would help facilitate that payment. Or even if you want to travel abroad and you want personal travel allowance or business travel allowance, which is $4,000 or $5,000, they'll give you the equivalent of that in the currency that you desire. So if you are doing importation or exportation, the Nigerian bank can come in and act as the intermediary in those foreign transactions, but they don't do direct exchange of currencies.
Business strategist and banker Emana Edem speaking. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. You'll take a breather that bring more stories in our bulletin this afternoon.
So my son, welcome to the Kalangolo Shrine. The gods are with us. What can I do for you?
Baba, the witch do me and I even sick self. I think say him give me HIV.
Eh? No.
What do you mean, Baba?
No way anybody fit use witch give you HIV. If anybody tell you that one, na lie them talk. Because witch no fit give person HIV.
No matter how the wind strong, nobody fit give or carry HIV from witchcraft.
Thanks for staying with us. Now on the foreign scene, Israel's new Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has promised to unite a nation frayed by fears and years of political stalemate. He said his government would work for the sake of all the people, adding that the priorities would be reforms in education, health, and cutting red tape. In sports, as many as 34 of the 37 members of Congress of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN, have denounced the purported elective Congress convened by its immediate past president, Shehu Ibrahim Gusau. The AFN Congress, at its extraordinary meeting yesterday in Abuja, challenged Gusau to publish the names of the State Association chairmen and secretaries that attended the meeting in Kebbi. Meanwhile, the AFN Elective Congress holds today in Abuja with Delta State Athletics Association Chairman Tonobok Okowa up for position of AFN President. Okowa was unanimously voted as South representative at the zonal elections held last Friday. It has been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. But before we go, a recap of the major stories. In the news, we told you the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB has called on applicants who have been cleared to complete their registration for the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination by tomorrow, Tuesday. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has announced that 10 more aircrafts would be added to the fleet of Ibom Airlines to boost its operations before the end of his government in 2023. The need to monitor and control the foreign exchange market better and to possibly create employment for bureau de change operators have been identified as the reason Nigerian banks do not engage in exchange of foreign currencies to local currencies and vice versa. On the foreign scene, we told you that Israel's new Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has promised to unite a nation frayed by years of political stalemate. And in sports, we reported that as many as 34 of the 37 members of Congress of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria have denounced the purported elective Congress convened by its immediate past president, Shehu Ibrahim Gusau. For comment and coverage of newsworthy events, call our newsroom on 0812 770 2940. That is 0812 770 2940. Visit our website on planet11fm.ng and like our verified Facebook page at Planet11FM Uyo. The news was edited by Xavier Robert. I am Bright James.